Welcome back, everybody. You know how this works. We grab a listener source material and go deep. This time, we're checking out Kecia's tour life.
Kecia's tour to life.
Yeah, her blog. She's all about music, travel, all those fun experiences.
Oh, yeah, I've seen her stuff. Lots of cool concert reviews and travel pics, right?
Exactly. But for this deep dive, we're looking at something a little different. It's a blog post about a comedy show.
Ooh, a comedy show. Who'd she see?
Tony Rock.
Tony Rock. That's awesome. I've heard he's hilarious.
Yeah, her post is titled Tony Rock's Comedy Show, where the jokes are hot and so is my name.
Okay, that's a pretty catchy title. Sounds promising already. So what exactly are we trying to uncover here?
Well, we want to see what made this particular comedy night so memorable for Kecia. What can we learn about Tony Rock and his style based on her experience? Let's jump right into it.
Sounds good to me.
So Kecia starts by talking about how she and her friends were really looking forward to some laughs. It was a Friday night, perfect for a comedy show.
Makes sense. Friday night, gotta unwind, right?
Right. And she even shouts out the opening acts, Trey Elliott and John Grimes. She says they really set the tone and warmed up the crowd.
You know, opening acts are so important in comedy. A good one can really make or break the night. What do you think makes a strong opener?
That's a good question. They definitely need to be funny, of course, but also maybe have a style that complements the headliner without being too similar.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, they should prime the audience for the main act's style of humor.
Right, get everyone in the right mood. And Kecia seems to think they did a great job. So then comes Tony Rock, the main event, and Kecia actually mentioned she had never seen him perform live before.
Really? That's surprising, especially considering, his family background.
I know, right? She even says she hasn't seen his brother Chris perform live either, but maybe that makes her reaction even more interesting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what was her reaction like? Did she enjoy the show?
Oh, she loved it. I mean, she uses words like, wow, stitches, tears rolling down my face. She was clearly having a great time.
Wow. Sounds like he killed it.
He did. And you know what really stood out to me? She keeps talking about how he connected with the audience. She says he delivered killer material, but also really engaged with the crowd, like he knew what they were thinking.
That's the mark of a truly great comedian, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be able to read the room and connect with the audience on that level.
Absolutely. It's like they're all in on the joke together. And speaking of being in on the joke, that's where things get really interesting with Kecia's story. At some point during his set, Tony Rock starts using her name.
Her name, like calling her out from the stage.
Yeah, pretty much. She doesn't even remember how it started, but all of a sudden he's throwing Kecia into every other joke.
Oh my gosh, I would be dying of laughter. And probably a little bit of embarrassment, too.
Right. She was definitely caught off guard. Her first reaction was, what just happened? And then she pictures her friends looking at her like, is he talking about you?
Oh, can you imagine? That mix of amusement and, oh my God, this is happening, must have been priceless. Have you ever been called out by a performer like that?
No, not really. I think I'd be mortified. But Kecia, she was laughing too hard to even care. She even thought about standing up and introducing herself. Like, yep, that's me, the Kecia he keeps mentioning.
Oh, that's hilarious. But it sounds like it was all in good fun. It wasn't just a one-time thing either, right? It became a running gag throughout the show.
Exactly. And that's what's so fascinating. Kecia didn't feel like she was being made fun of. In fact, she felt like this whole interaction, this focus on her name, made the experience even better.
That's so cool. It's like, instead of just being a spectator, she became part of the show.
Right. She says the crowd wasn't just there to laugh. They became part of the act, feeding off Tony Rock's energy while he fed off theirs.
It's interesting, though. There's a fine line between engaging with the audience and making someone uncomfortable. What do you think made it work in this case?
Well, Kecia specifically mentions Tony Rock's impeccable timing. It sounds like he was able to weave her name into his jokes in a way that felt natural and funny, not mean or awkward.
Yeah, the way he delivered it must have made all the difference. Plus, the fact that it kept coming back, it became this playful element that everyone in the audience was in on.
Totally. And get this, she says she wasn't even mad. She considered it an honor because it was Tony Rock. It really speaks to his comedic talent and the overall positive vibe of the show.
Absolutely. So at the end of the day, Kecia had a fantastic time. She highly recommends seeing Tony Rock live, but with a little warning. You might just become part of the act.
Yeah, and based on her experience, that seems like a good thing. It highlights the unpredictable nature of live comedy. You never know what's going to happen. It's not just about the rehearsed material. It's about the spontaneous moments that make it truly special.
So true. Those are the moments you remember long after the show is over.
So, from Keisha's experience, we see that Tony Rock's engaging performance, his ability to connect with the audience, and this unexpected personalized humor all came together to create an amazing night.
It really makes you think about your own experiences with live entertainment, doesn't it? Have you ever had a moment where a performer interacted with the audience in a way that really stuck with you?
Yeah, those unscripted interactions can be so powerful, so memorable. If you want to read more about Keisha's adventures in music, travel, and her take on other live events, you can check out her blog at keishastourlife.com.
And she's also active on social media. You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search for Keisha's Tour Life.
Awesome. Well, as you go about your day, think about the power of those unexpected moments, those interactions that can turn an ordinary experience into something truly extraordinary. Thanks for diving deep with us.
See ya.
See you next time.